I'm Ashton Addison from EventChain for Investmentpitch Media and FinTech News Network. And today on Blockchain Interviews, we have Elena Sinelnikova, the founder of CryptoChicks. Elena, thank you so much for taking the time to come on the show out of your busy day at the park, it looks like. And it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, Ashton. Thank you for having me on.
You're very welcome. I'd love to start the interview by getting a little bit of the story behind CryptoChicks. I know there's a little bit of history to run through. Could you start out with the background on when you first started CryptoChicks? What were the goals that you set out for the organization, and how is that growing out?
Yes, it was back in the days when me and my girlfriend, we were kind of fascinated with the blockchain, or we discovered blockchain by accident, and we started looking into it by installing the Ethereum wallet and found out that it's not that straightforward. So we decided to make it easier, for other girls.
Mm-hmm.
The first step that we did, we created a meetup group, and in this meetup group, we called it Blockchain and Cryptocurrencies for Ladies. And we held our first meetup just with a whiteboard, and we're drawing the structure of blockchain on the board, explaining the wallets, explaining security, exchanges. Back then, that was in 2017, that was something very new, and the whole crypto was going up, crazy up. So there was a lot of interest. But we focused more on the technology side, not on investments, and not on, on the making money, or we were interested in developing blockchain knowledge and giving it to the girls and to women, and also to young girls, to youth.
That's great.
And that's how we started.
That's amazing, Elena. And in 2017, with the rise of the prices in the markets going into the mainstream news, that definitely brought a lot of traction. But with that, a lot of people realized that this technology had a lot of promise for all of these different industries, and not just on the cryptocurrency side, even just on the blockchain side for things unrelated to payments. So I'm glad that that helped grow the CryptoChicks platform. And could you talk a little bit about how much you've grown and how much you're seeing women involved in the industry right now? You know, when it first started, similar to the days of the internet, seems like it was 90% men, and it seems like we're getting more of a diversification, which is great. So have you seen a shift in the industry overall as you've continued to grow CryptoChicks as well?
That's for sure. Back then, it was actually more than like maybe 3 to 5% of the women in the blockchain. Maybe in crypto, it was a little bit better, but in the blockchain technology itself, there was less women, because this is technology, and women seem to be less interested in it. So we started off with the meetup groups. We explained the technology, but then we organized our first hackathon event, where we had a goal to have at least 60 hackers, that women, hacking the blockchain. And we had 170 applications.
Wow.
Which was a huge success. And it turned out that actually the interest is bigger than we expected. And since then, we were able to bring lots of women and raise the interest. And now all our women that we brought over the years, we know that they have either successful careers in the blockchain, for example, like architects, solutions architects, so the blockchain solutions architects in big companies, and some of them started their own businesses. Some of them work in the research field of the blockchain. So yes, so there was quite a few that we brought in, and overall we noticed that the percentage of women that are involved in this technology growing for sure.
That's great to see that they're flourishing and starting their own companies as well. And when you first look at blockchain technology, a lot of the technicalities can seem very daring, and it seems like a large leap in terms of the things that you need to learn. But from what I read with CryptoChicks, you also have a mentorship program, the CryptoChicks Hatchery, where you start from the beginning, and sort of lower those barriers to entry. Could you talk a little bit about your mentorship program, what's it all about, and how it's grown?
Yes, we planned this CryptoChicks History program in the mind that we would like to do a continuous education for our women, the one that entered our hackathon, because, they did the hack, and then now what? They developed all this kind of solutions, ideas, but then they just have to, stop and go home. So we provided them an opportunity to enter this program and develop their business ideas further. We acquired the pool of mentors and developed the whole, the meetings, the program, the mentorship techniques for them, and also milestones for them to follow and to develop their own businesses. Right now, we are in the very last milestone, and we have our results and prizes coming on June 6th for these teams. We have 10 teams right now in this program, 10 companies that we grew.
That's great. And you've done so many different events, business events, networking events, as well as hackathons and coding events. But I'm curious to know, how much has CryptoChicks needed to pivot through the lockdowns in the early 2020 and the cancellation and postponement of a lot of large events? Has that affected the program, and have you pivoted because of that?
It's in somewhat affected our CryptoChicks History program, though we just did the very last one meeting we did just right before the lockdown. We were lucky. And our last one will be on June 6th, which we still hope to hold in person. If not, we'll hold it online. We, though, had to move our CryptoChicks Hackathon in Toronto a little bit down in the schedule in-person event, but instead we created a new hackathon which called Planet-wide SOS Hackathon, and SOS stands for Share Our Strength, which we did in a partnership with DAO Stack. So we are right now in the community building phase for this hackathon. We acquiring the audience, the sponsors, the community leaders, and so far we have registrations from 24 countries into this event. This event is actually online; it's virtual. It will be running on a course of 2 months. Followed by the spreadathon. So as I said, once people hack at this hackathon, we budgeted a marketing spending for them to actually go and promote their ideas to the world. And we also opened it up to all technologies. So people with all backgrounds and all technologies can hack. The goal for the hackers is to create solutions for the new world, for the lessons that we learned in this lockdown. And also we're managing the entire hackathon via using the blockchain tools. For example, DAO Stack created the Builder Collective DAO, which is digital cooperative, where each hackathon member is the participant in this DAO and have a voting power that correlated to its contribution to the DAO. And also we are raising money using the blockchain. We have, for example, blockchain link, where all participants that share this link will share also the profit from the money that raised. So that's something that we do on the blockchain. Blockchain allows a lot. So and also we involve partners, for example, like Decentraland. We bring in our hackers there to socialize in a virtual environment, in a virtual reality. Because we're now in lockdown, we keep social distancing. So virtual reality is a good alternative on the blockchain as well.
That's great that you're including, the voting, the prize pools, the networking, all integrating the blockchain as well. And I have used Decentraland as a virtual reality world for networking events. And it is a world of difference from just going on to Zoom and seeing people. You get to customize your avatars, and you can have infrastructure and build out a whole digital conference floor. So that's super exciting. And the fact that you already have 24 countries signed up for this hackathon is amazing. Could you remind me again, when does it start, or is there a deadline to register by? And it's available for any people around the world. Are there any requirements?
It's available for any people around the world. Actually, people who never even know anything about blockchain, good to enter, because we're going to teach them how to get involved. And also we accept registration up until May 28th. In this period of May 1st to May 28th, we run in community building events in a decentralized land and also over Zoom. And we also have webinars that running online. And May 29, we will have opening ceremony, May 29 to 31st, and then it will follow with the hackathon on June 1st to 16. So we'll have 2 weeks of hacking, and then followed by the judging and followed by the spreadathon, the one that we will be promoting all these applications to the world. So this is and in order to sign up, you can go to soshackathon.com and just register. Simple as that.
That sounds great. Well, I'm glad that you've continued to grow CryptoChicks and pivoted well through the lockdown. And I think it'll be actually really exciting because it showcases not only virtual conferencing, but also prize pools, voting, and all of these other things that people are going to be learning about blockchain while they're able to learn coding. So that's super exciting, and all the best towards that. I will leave the links to the event and CryptoChicks in the description box below. That's all the time that we have for the interview, but I really appreciate you taking the time, Elena, to speak about CryptoChicks and the SOS Hackathon. And let's follow up after the event and see what comes next for CryptoChicks.
Thank you very much, Ashton, and we really appreciate also Event Chain involvement in this. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.